Major General Doron Almog served as the head of the Southern Command in the IDF between the years 2000 and 2003. During the course of his army career through 4 wars, General Almog acquired a great deal of operational battle experience and undertook many missions in the unending war against terror. During the Yom Kippur War, his brother, Lieutenant Iran, a tank commander, was killed on the Golan Heights. Despite that devastating loss, General Almog continued to fight on behalf of Israel. Key landmarks in his army career include an incursion into Tripoli in February 1973 aimed at capturing those responsible for the Munich Olympics massacre, command of the first task force to land in the Entebbe airport in 1976. That daring rescue operation aimed to free 105 hostages being held in Uganda, including Jews, Israelis, and flight crew members from Air France. Overseeing the airlift of about 6,000 Jews from Ethiopia. During the First Lebanon War, dubbed Operation Peace in the Galil, he commanded the elite paratroopers brigade force on its journey from the Awali River to capture Beirut. Since his retirement from the army, General Almog is focused on the establishment of the Ale Negev Rehabilitative Village on behalf of disabled children and young adults with severe cognitive disabilities. His son Eran, born with severe autism and mental retardation, was one of the first residents of the village, which provides residential, medical, and social services to Israel's most severely disabled. After Iran's untimely death in 2007, the village was renamed in his memory and is now called Ale Negev Nahalad Iran. In recognition of his efforts on behalf of the special needs population, the Israeli government accorded Doron Almog the honor of lighting a torch at a 2006 Central Independence Day celebration in Jerusalem. In 2016, Doron Almog was awarded the prestigious Israel Prize for special contribution to society and the state for his inspiring work to benefit the weakest among us. Upon receiving the prize, Doron made a moving speech that was widely received in Israel.
חיזוק החוליות החלשות הוא הצעד הראשון במסענו לתיקון עולם חברתי. ביום שבו ילדים כמו ערן בננו, החלשים ביותר בחברה, יהפכו לעמוד הענן המוסרי שלנו, המנחה אותנו לפחות אגו, ליותר נתינה, ליותר התנדבות, ליותר עשייה למען הזולת, ליותר אהבה ללא תנאי, למען החלש והשונה. באותו היום נהיה אנשים טובים יותר וחברה טובה יותר. באותו היום נחזק את עצמאותנו ונהיה ראויים יותר להיקרא חברת מופת.
General Almog continues to serve voluntarily as the chairman of the board of Ale Negev Nahalad Iran, fulfilling Iran's unwritten legacy to advocate on behalf of the most vulnerable members of Israeli society. During the course of my life, Almog says, I accepted upon myself 2 commitments which have changed and shaped my life. One, on behalf of my brother Iran, is to continue to fight for the security of Israel. The second, on behalf of my son Iran, is to offer a future of hope for the weakest and most defenseless members of Israeli society. These commitments stand before me and guide me every day, every hour, as I continue to work for the security and peace of Israel and try to build a better society which takes care of the most vulnerable in its midst.
Thank you, Eran. We bring children to our world with expectation. Would like them to be better than us, a source of pride. When we draw our cell phone showing picture of a successful child, it's about ourselves. Our child is the extension of our own ego. What we say by showing pictures of a successful child. Of course, he's so handsome. Of course, he's so genius. Who made him? In our family, father is genius, mother is genius. The apple fell near the tree. Our second child, Eran, born 1984. We gave him the name of my brother that was killed in the war, expected him to be better than us, more successful, more talented. The parent's dream. At the age of 8 months, he was diagnosed, and Didi, my wife, were told by psychologists, your son is having a combination of autism and retardation. Probably he will never speak. Probably he will mentally stay child forever. What a shock. We felt the sky dropping on our head. How the hell we continue managing our life if our son has no future at all? So this son, all his life, has never said one word, never said Abba, Dad, never made eye contact. And he was the greatest professor of my life. He taught me more than any other human being what his position in our world, what his role, what I should do for children like him. And he told us a lot. He told me a lot about our society, about powerless people, powerless children, those who have no ego at all. Zero ego, zero capacity. These people, these children, are the weakest and purest. The weakest because they're unable to do anything by their own power. Unable to say, please replace my diaper. All his life he was wearing diaper. Unable to drink by himself, unable to dress by himself, unable to wash himself, nothing. Fully dependent in other people's power. And he's the purest. He never did wrong to anyone, never cheated, never manipulated, never hit. What is fault? He got from birth 2 life sentences, not 1, maybe 3. Number 1, a broken body, unable to do anything by his own power. Number 2, one day he will taken and put in institute for retarded, severely disabled, out of society. Number 3, all his life he will be enveloped by shame and stigma. They're retarded, outside of society. When he was born, 1984, January 6, I was 33 years old, Special Force Unit Commander, leading operation in Sudan, far away from the state of Israel, bringing Jews who were in life danger, at risk, bringing them to the only Jewish state in the world. Behind me were hundreds of battles all over the Middle East, in Lebanon, Syria, Jordan, Egypt, Sudan, Iraq. Luckily, I'm alive. I lost many of my friends. Behind me was the operation in Entebbe. Yes, I was the first to land, the last to leave. We flew 4,000 kilometers from the state of Israel, landing 11 p.m. sharp, 53 minutes on the ground, killing 7 terrorists, surprising them, bring back the 105 Israeli hostages. We lost Yoni Netanyahu, brother of our current Prime Minister, Ehud Kasuin, badly wounded, lost 3 of the hostages, and get back. Mission done. I was the first to land, the last to leave the Entebbe airfield. And many operations. In these pictures, Prime Minister Shamir, me, 33 years old, arriving from mission, civil clothes, weapon, the Prime Minister of Israel welcoming me and my friend. And behind me, the memories of the Yom Kippur War. 1973, state of Israel was surprisingly attacked from the north, the Syrian, the south, the Egyptian. There were moments many people thought that this is the last time of the third temple, the new Jewish state. I was among the fighters, 22 years old, company commander. Many moments I thought I won't see the seconds later, not the day after. My brother, my second brother, 20 years old, fighting in the Golan Heights, protecting our country from mess of Syrian tanks. About 180 Israeli tanks against 2,000 Syrian tanks. The rumors said both of us were killed, me and my brother. The end of the war, this picture, that's me and him. I'm with the yellow. Just a few months before the war. The end of the war, I arrived to telephone. This is his tank. My mom was from the other side of the line. And I asked, what about Iran, my brother? She said, we lost Iran. We have no Iran anymore. I came home, continued to the Golan Heights, found his burned tank. He was the commander of 2nd Platoon, Armor Platoon, commander of the 7th Brigade. I found his burned tank, some of his belongings, his helmet, his pistol, his razor, get to the hospital, investigated some of his soldiers. And then, shockingly, I learned that he was left behind. In military, we say, never leave the wounded behind. My brother was left behind. He was shot by a Syrian tank, the only survivor from his crew, thrown outside, shouting for assistance near this tank. Crying, no one arrived. 7 days. Evacuated, dead already. That time, I swore to continue in the military and never leave a wounded soldier behind, just like that. And I succeeded, luckily. And 11 years later, 1984, Didi, my wife, and me found ourselves raising a child who is like echo box of my bleeding brother, a child who unable to do anything by his own power. And this child, from his shouting silence here inside, saying, my dear father, you know a lot about elite units, about those fighting for our country, ready to give their life for protecting others, for saving others. But my dear father, you know zero about children like me, the weakest in our society. My dear father, come with me. Let's take a walk. So we moved all over the country, Didi, my wife, and me, to see Institute for our loved child. We got to places which were shameful for any society in the world. Stinky, dirty. We saw terrorized faces. Children like him, he was angel. Terrorized, terrified. What a shame. And then we heard stories about harassment, about abuse, about ignorance. And then more stories about shame. I believe all of you heard about Golda Meir. You know the name, Golda Meir? She was Prime Minister of Israel during the 70s. During the Yom Kippur War, 1973. She was the Iron Woman to tell me and my friends, remember the Munich massacre of 11 Israeli sportsmen here, not far away in Munich, 1972? Golda was our prime minister, the Iron Woman, told us, you kill the terrorists behind this massacre up to the last one. I led the first operation in Tripoli, from room to room, killing 18, getting back with Avner Hermoni on stretcher, a friend. Golda was also a grandmother to Meira, Down syndrome granddaughter. When Golda passed away, this Iron Woman, Meira, came to Israeli public and gave interview. What she said, Golda never visited me. Golda didn't love me. Golda told my mom to never mention the Prime Minister of Israel having retarded granddaughter. Just like that. And then more stories. And Didi, my wife, and me swore never leave him behind. To love him, to raise him, to give him the most decent, beautiful place in the world. When he was 18, we got formal letter from Israeli Ministry of Education saying, "Dear Didi and Doron, your son reached 18. When he comes to 21, he won't be able to continue studying any longer in special education school." This is the law in Israel right now. Even in the United States, the same law. In the United States, they call it bloody 21. No solution after 21. By other words, dear parents, it's up to you. It was difficult until now. From 21 and over, this is your full problem. Solve it by yourself. At that moment, I decided to leave the military and build a village for him. Full lifespan until he passed away. The most loving place in the world. Yes, this is a village, you saw it. We invested more than 200 million shekel, about $50 million until now. We built amazing village, a paradise for children like him. We have in this village right now 140 kids. The most severely disabled, some of them in coma. A place of harmony. We have Muslims, about 100 workers from the Muslims, from the Bedouin community. We have Christians, some from Berlin, some from Holland, some from the United States, Christians, and about 600 Jews. And they are working in full harmony together for loving the disabled. They're all oriented for one thing. What is this village? It's the best housing, the best education system, the best healthcare system, the best cultural life, social life, entertainment, games, music, horse riding, animals, safari, picnic area, whatever. Everything. A small, beautiful microcosmos of paradise in this world, in our world, in the Middle East. What we did, what is the model in Alei Negev? It's social community center. It's not anymore another institute. We decided to break down the stigma and shame. We decided these people would be enveloped by the maximum love ever been in the world. How come? By this element. Rehabilitation, or at the center, you see the children in the village. They need to be loved. Love is the goal. It is supreme goal. Love. Love the disabled. And around, the rehabilitation is about every day getting outpatients from south of Israel society arriving to be treated. People after accident, road accident, stroke, cancer, they need rehabilitation, hydrotherapy, music therapy, and so on. Education, we have kindergarten for ordinary kids from age 1. And we teach them what is social responsibility. We teach them what is love. We teach them what is commitment. Occupation. Right now we have 400 people working with us, but also we serve people by occupational therapy. People who are living in the south, volunteering. We have volunteers from all over the world, 450 volunteers in addition to 400 workers. And visits every day, about 100 people now would like all of you to come and visit and see the miracle. The rehabilitation center saying that at the same swimming pool, physically and metaphorically, we serve disabled people like our loved son, together with people who are living in South. They may be soldiers, politicians, parliament members, high-tech workers, They're all together, Bedouin, Muslims, Jews, together in the same swimming pool. Hydrotherapy, physiotherapy, communication therapy, psychiatric advice, psychologist advice, dentist clinic, any analysis, any treatment. Here's the kindergarten. The teacher in this kindergarten named Sima. She's from the Ethiopian community. I had the pleasure and honor to bring Sima and her family from Sudan in 1984. Now she's 46, raising hand. She's the teacher. What she's saying, I know what is loving those who are unprivileged. I know what is giving love. Bring more children from the village. I'll do the integration. Visits. You see, Mayor Virgil, this Jew with a cap, and Shula, his wife, they came to Ala Negev village and asked to adopt a child. They moved all over, and they found this girl. She's Bedouin, Muslim. She was 2 months old. The doctor says she won't survive. Shula took Rahma, said, this is my child. If you come to Shula and ask, what is Rahma, this Muslim Bedouin child for you? She look at you and say, you see, my belly, 5 children came from here. This girl, she was born from my heart. That's also Israel. On the left side, you see Timo. Timo is a volunteer from Berlin. He's Christian, he's born in Berlin. His grandparents were Nazis, killed Jews. We have about 30 from March of Life organization, German organization of youngsters like Timo volunteering in Ala Negev. You know what they say? They say we come for atonement. Atonement on the murder of 6 million Jews, atonement on Hitler's decision to kill the disabled when Second World War started. September 1st, 1939, Hitler issued T4 Aktia. T4 Aktia is about shifting the psychiatric centers all over Germany to small concentration camps, and at first, not the Jews, killing the retarded, the disabled, Germans, Jews, Gypsies, the weakest in our society. Timo and his friends arriving to Ala Negev say, we come to volunteer. We come to assist you. We come for atonement. They say, human being is human being. We all equal by our rights. We are not equal by our power. We need to make a change. We need to correct our world. We need to dedicate our life to make it a better one. By working here in Ala Negev with the most severely disabled children, we got proportion, we become better human beings, less selfish, less arrogant, more given. And we are more given than giving. That's a testimony of Simo and his friends. 15 years ago, I left the military for build a village for our loved son, the greatest teacher of my life. That was 2003. 2006, January 2006, we brought our son to the village. Unfortunately, he lived one beautiful year in this village. He passed away 11 years ago, at the age 23. The greatest teacher of my life, the one who never spoke one word. We decided to continue fighting for him, to continue making ourselves better society. 2 years ago, I was awarded by the highest award the State of Israel gave a citizen, the Israel Prize for Lifetime Achievement. This prize should be given to him. It changed me. He made me different person, better human being, more sensitive, less egoistic, less selfish. We deserve him. I'm only the messenger. I want to tell you that in military, we decorate people for bravery and courage. It seems to me the highest award a society can give a person is the title human being. Thank you very much.